in this video we're going to learn about Git, just the basics, okay? Nothing too complex. We're gonna keep it simple. Excuse me. So Git is a distributed version control system and source code uh, management tool. What it allows you to do, basically, it allows you to keep track of the changes you make to your code base, okay? And it also allows you to collaborate with other developers, okay, in your team. Git keeps the history of all the changes, okay, that you make to your code base, making it easy for you to revert to previous versions and manage branches for different features in your application. There are many version control systems out there, such as Mercurial, Subversion, and Git. There are others as well. I can't really remember them all. But Git at the present moment is the most commonly employed version control system. Before we can actually use Git, we need to install it on our computer first and foremost. And there are several ways you can install Git, okay? So let's see how we can do that. So let's go to git-scm.com. Automatically it has detected that my operating system is Mac. If you're using a Windows PC or maybe Linux or something else, it's probably going to show you your operating system right here. But for me, I'm using Mac. If I go ahead and click on download for Mac, it's going to bring me to this page. There is this thing called Homebrew for Mac, which is like a package manager. So to install Git, all we need to do is to run this command right here, brew install Git. Now you may need to run this command as well, which is going to install the Mac ports if you don't already have it, okay? If your PC is running a Windows operating system, it might be different for you. So for Windows, I think all you have to do is to download the installer. You're gonna have to check if your PC is 32-bit or 64-bit, okay? So when you double click on the installer, a window is gonna pop up, a wizard that is gonna help you to install Git. Just follow the on-screen instructions, you're gonna be good. Now for us Mac users, you need to have Homebrew to install Git. So if you don't have Homebrew already installed on your machine, all you have to do is copy this command right here, okay, and open your terminal. So for me, I'm gonna be using item, but you don't have to use item. It's just something that I prefer to use. So once you come right here, you just paste the command that you copied and hit the enter key. So once you have Homebrew installed, you can come back to this page and copy this command, or you can just type it out, okay, brew install Git, okay? And after that, you may have to run this command right here, sudo port install Git, okay? You can confirm if Git has been installed on your computer by running the command git -- version. I hit the enter key on my keyboard, and as you can see, I have Git 2.40.1. We are good to go. So if you're not right here, I'm gonna wait for you to get here, and once you're here, we can continue. Next, we need to set up Git. Okay, for me, I have already done this, but if you haven't, you type git, okay, config -- global, because you want it to be set up globally on your computer so you can use it across multiple projects. User.name, and then you put in your name, whatever it is, and for your email address, you change the name to email, okay, you delete the name and you type email, and then you type in your email address, the one that is associated with your GitHub account. If that's what you're using for this video, we're going to be using GitHub, but it's pretty much the same. If you're using GitLab or Bitbucket, it's pretty much the same. So you just type in your email, whatever it says, you know, and hit the enter key and you're good to go. So once you're done, to verify that you have actually configured Git, you can run the command git config, sorry if I can write config -- list. Okay, so I hit the enter key on my keyboard, and as you can see, this is my configuration right here. My username is Nix and my email address is git@nix.dev. So I'm gonna exit out of here, so we are good to go. So the next step is to create your first repository. So let's do that. Okay, so let's create your first repository. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it to my desktop. Okay, right now I'm on desktop, so if I run the command ls, it's gonna show you this folder right here that I have on my desktop called safe. Okay, so that's it right there. So I'm gonna make a new folder and just call it demo. Okay, so mkdir demo. I hit the enter key on my keyboard, and here we have our folder, and I'm going to cd into that sorry if I can spell that out, demo folder, and I can actually open it up. So that's the folder, and it's completely empty right now. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to create a file. I'm going to call it app.js. okay, so I'm going to type the command touch app.js. I hit the enter key on my keyboard, and here we have the app.js created for us. Okay, now I'm going to open this app.js, and I'm just going to type just log something to the console. For that, I'm going to be using Nano. Nano is just a text editor that is built into the terminal. There is also Vim, okay, but I prefer to use Nano, so I'm just going to say nano app.js. I hit the enter key, so I'm just going to say console.log, and right here I'm going to just say my first repo, just like that, my first repo. And to save it, all I have to do is I'm going to press Ctrl X, okay, Ctrl X, and then hit the key Y and the enter key on my keyboard. So if I now run the command cat app.js, I hit the enter key, as you can see, we have our console log statement right here. So that's good. So to initialize a Git repository, all you have to do is type git init. Okay, you hit the enter key. Repository has been initialized. Okay, as you can see right here, we have a message. It says initialized empty Git repository in this location. That is the folder, the demo folder we created on our desktop. So if I run the command git status, sorry, I think I misspelled it. All right, so as you can see, we have untracked file right here, and that's the app.js. So to add this file to our Git repository, all we have to do is run the command git add and then the file name. I hit the enter key on my keyboard. Now it has been added. Okay, so if I run the command again, as you can see right here, it says new file app.js is in green right now. Okay, so the next step is to commit this file to our Git repository, okay, so that we can push it to a remote repository later. All right, and to do that, all you have to do is type the command git commit -m. The M flag allows you to add a descriptive comment, just so that other people working in that repository can know what that commit was about. So for me, I'm just gonna say first commit. I hit the enter key on my keyboard. Now it has been committed. Okay, so if I run the command git status, git status one more time. I hit the enter key. It says nothing to commit. Okay, so we have committed our changes. I'm going to go ahead and create a branch. Okay, so think of a branch as a sub repository, or you can think of it as a subfolder. So you can have some code in a branch that is not present in the main branch. Okay, so this is the master branch. We're currently in the master branch right now. So to create a branch is pretty simple. There are two ways you can go about that. You can simply say git branch, and then you give it a name. You can call it, I don't know, new feature or something like that. Okay, I hit the enter key. This branch has been created for us. And how do I say it? So if I type the command git branch, okay, it's going to show me the list of branches that I currently have. So I'm currently in the masters branch, and this is the new feature branch that we just created. Okay, just as you can create a branch, you can also delete a branch. Okay, to delete a branch, you simply say git. Okay, we use the flag and then the name of that branch. So in our case is new feature, so I hit the enter key, and as you can see, deleted branch, new feature. Okay, so if I run the command git branch again, so we're gonna have only one branch left. My favorite way of creating a new branch is using the command git checkout, which essentially checks out into a new branch, but we're gonna have to use the b flag, okay, to tell it to create a new branch and check into that new branch, if that makes sense. So I'm going to say new feature. I'm going to use the name again, new feature, and I hit the enter key. So now we have created a new branch, new feature. So right now I can go ahead and add a new file to this branch. So let's say I'm just going to create another file. I'm going to call it feature one.js. I hit the enter key on my keyboard, and that's it right here. Okay, I want you to pay attention. This is the feature one.js, and right now we're currently in the new feature branch. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the main branch, and you will see what would happen here right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type git add feature.js. I hit the enter key. I'm gonna commit added new feature. Okay, added new feature. I hit the enter key. We have committed our changes. Okay, so it is safe to switch to the main branch. So git checkout master. So now I'm in the masters branch, and suddenly the feature one.js file disappeared, and that is because we only have it in the new branch, the new feature branch that we created. To merge the branches, which is basically combining the changes we have in these two different branches together so that they can become a whole, all we have to do is we use the command git merge. We type the command git merge, and then you specify the name of the branch that you want to merge into the masters branch, or the branch that you're currently in. In our case, we're currently in the masters branch. So I hit the enter key, and boom, the file has appeared right here, feature1.js. So right now we have learned how to install Git, how to create our first repository, how to commit our changes to the repository, and right now we're gonna see how to push to a remote repository. So to do that, we need to generate something called SSH key on our computer, and this is something that is going to allow us to authenticate with GitHub server. Okay, so I'm going to set it to my root, which I can go to by using this squiggly sign. I don't know what this is called. Another way, of course, is to type out home like that, and right here I'm in my root directory, and I can set it to .ssh. And if I can ls real quick, you're gonna see that I have some things here that you should not be interested in. Type ssh-keygen, specify the type of key that you want to generate. The most common one is RSA, but I tend to use ED25519 because it's set to be more secure. So if I go ahead and hit the enter key right now, it's going to generate a key pair, public and private. The public one is the one you're going to copy and save on your GitHub. Hopefully that makes sense. Demo case. Okay, so I hit the enter key. It's asking for a passphrase, but I don't actually want to use a passphrase, so I'm just gonna hit the enter key on my keyboard and hit it one more time, and this key has been generated for me. So all I'm gonna have to do is to type the command cat then demo case, just like that. I hit the enter key, and this is the key that I need to copy out. I'm gonna go to github.com. You click your avatar right here at the top right. Okay, go to settings right here. Okay, SSH and GPG keys right here. Okay, so all you have to do is click on new SSH key right here. You give it something descriptive or whatever makes sense, and then you paste that key that you copied right here, and then you click add. That's all you have to do. So once you have added this key, you can go ahead and create a new repository. So I'm going to create a new repository right now. I'm going to leave it as public. Private, if you don't want people to have access, if you don't want the public to have access to this repository, then you have to make it private, but public is fine for us. So I'm going to call this demo. Okay, it's checking for the availability. Is available. So what we're gonna do, I don't want to add any readme because we can always do that later. Awesome, so we have successfully created this repository, and these are the commands that we're gonna need to use. Okay, we're gonna need to use this two commands right here. Okay, so this is to link our local repository to our remote repository. Okay, and this is to push our changes. Okay, so the -u here is going to create an upstream, which is going to allow us to push with a simpler command in the future instead of typing out the name of the branch all the time. So we can just type git push and we should be good. All right, so let's add our remote repository right here. So we can just copy the whole thing or just copy the URL right here. I'm going to cd to our desktop, quickly go to the demo folder right here, and then I'm just going to type git remote add origin, and then I paste the URL that I copied. I hit the enter key and it has been added. Okay, I can actually verify that by running the command git remote I think git remote -v or something like that. So it's going to show you the URL, okay, of your remote repository. Okay, so the next step, if we go back to this page, the next step is to run this command git push -u origin master. I hit the enter key. It's gonna warn me. It says please make sure you have the correct access rights and the repository exists. Okay, so this is the authentication problem. I'm gonna start SSH agent, so I'm gonna type it. So I hit the enter key. So the next step is to add my private key. So SSH add. So I'm gonna go to where it is saved. So I've added my private key to the agent cache, so I shouldn't have any issues right now. So if I run git-t git at github.com, I'm missing something, so it's gonna be SSH, sorry, not git, sorry, SSH-t. I hit the enter key on my keyboard. It's gonna take a couple of seconds, and it says hi JSnakes, which is my username right here. Okay, I have been authenticated, so I can go ahead and run the command git push -u origin master. I hit the enter key, and it's gonna take a couple of seconds, and we have pushed our changes. So if I reload this page, you're gonna see our two files. Okay, and that comment added new feature. That was my last commit to this repository. All right guys, I hope this video was helpful to you. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions or if you have any requests. All right, bye for now, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.